top step, and they were getting swept off their feet walking through the water, so I didn't know how I was going to get my daughter out of there if I had to.
Luckily for her, those waters didn't really rise any higher. Out here at Harvey County Lake, the level is expected to rise a little bit more as all the runoff is coming off of the streams, and anywhere upstream as it comes in here, the levels are expected to rise a little bit. Reporting live, Harvey County East Lake, I'm Brian Ramsdale, Cake News.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian. And with the possibility of more flooding across Cakeland, the Kansas Department of Health and Environment warning people about the dangers of flooding. The KDHE says runoff and wastewater entering floodwaters will increase the amount of bacteria in the water, primarily E. coli. People are urged to avoid contact with floodwater. Also, pets and livestock should be kept from drinking that water.
And some evidence here of how dangerous those floodwaters can be. Some brown, foamy substance was seen in the Arkansas River today near the Keeper of the Plains. Cake News has learned it's fertilizer that seeped into the river from somewhere upstream.
Our 5 powerful radar sweeps, tracking, alerting, protecting. Cake First Alert.
Cake's First Alert Doppler HC. This is estimated rainfall over the past 24 hours. You can see the bullseye across parts of Harvey County into northwestern Sedgwick. I mean, you got inches plus just to our north and west, whereas the airport only picked up about 0.05 of an inch of rainfall. That's going to be a much different story today. Here we are live. The best chance for seeing a shower or thunderstorm will be across southeast Kansas. We'll zoom in. You got a few little tiny showers here, one south of Cedarville. A couple of small showers trying to get going between Ellenwood and Chase, around Sterling and Seward. But again, the farther you go west, get south of Holly, Colorado there, that thunderstorm is heading down to the south. The chances really drop off. So we're going to have a chance to recover, get some of this water to start running off. Outside now, a lot of cloud cover, but still mostly sunshine mixed in there. We're at 82 degrees, and since midnight here at West and 13th, we've only picked up 0.08 of an inch of rain. 81 right now in Eisenhower, 82 in Hutch, compared to 79 in Goodland and Colby. Right now, 82 in Garden City. 80 at 6, 79 at 7, 78 at 9. Only a small, about a 20% chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm to develop in Wichita. Now, coming up, we're going to look down into the Gulf of Mexico to see a system that could impact our weather in Cakeland by midweek. Coming up.
Thank you, Jay. And all that rain leading to a soggy start to the winter wheat harvest. A few spots in south central and southeastern Kansas have so far seen a very limited harvest activity. So far, about 2% of Kansas winter wheat has been cut since cutting began last week. That's about the same compared to a year ago at this time, but well behind the 18% usually cut down by now on average. A neighborhood in Mays hit by a string of car break-ins overnight. Police say the crimes took place along Plantation Street with at least 4 vehicles broken into. Mays police want to hear from anyone whose car may have been targeted. And homeowners in Pratt County nervously keeping an eye on their belongings tonight after a wave of thefts and break-ins from unlocked vehicles and buildings. The crime wave doesn't necessarily mean the area is unsafe, but the Pratt County Sheriff says property owners can do a better job making it tougher for thieves. Cake News on your side's Chris Frank has details in this personal safety report.
Pratt County Sheriff Vernon Chin quite upset with the number of break-ins recently. He has some strong opinions about what we can do to protect ourselves and what lawmakers should be doing to punish criminals when they're caught.
Right now, we got hit pretty hard over the weekend, and I'm pretty disappointed.
Sheriff Vernon Chin says he's disappointed with the crooks, of course, but he says he's also disappointed with property owners not doing more to secure their belongings.
Chris, what I understand is the frustration of the property owners. There is nothing more maddening than someone that will steal from you. And what's maddening, Chris, is what they steal.
Sheriff Chin says thieves are going after power tools, hand tools, and about anything else not nailed down. Deputy Dan Spears responded to some of those break-ins, including at this local archery range. He says it's upsetting because the thief got a few dollars of change here, but caused more than $100 in damage. They both find instances of property owners not taking adequate security steps.
Your place needs to be well lit, surveillance cameras, fences. You know, a lot of times what we find, Chris, they don't utilize the locks that are on the doors.
He says some don't believe they should have to take their keys from their vehicles.
But only you can protect your property.
He would also like to see stiffer penalties.
I'm angry, but there are not enough penalties when these people are caught to even make it a deterrent not to do it again.
So again, he'd like to see residents doing a better job securing their property and see lawmakers toughening up the sentencing guidelines for criminals. In Pratt County, Chris Frank, Cake News.
All right, so here's how to better protect your home or vehicle in addition to making sure that the doors are locked. Make your home look occupied. Leave your lights on when you go out, even if it's just for a short period of time. Keep your garage door closed and locked. That's a good one there. And because sliding glass doors are vulnerable, invest in some special locks for better security.
Wichita police say a traffic stop early Saturday morning led them to find a teenage girl driving for her intoxicated mother. Officers stopped a car at Cottonwood and Hunter. That's near Kellogg and Woodlawn. Around 1:30 in the morning. Inside were a sleeping 31-year-old woman, a 14-year-old driver, and 2 other young children. The driver told police she had no driving skills and no license either.
She indicated to police that they were at a family get-together earlier in the afternoon and that mom had been drinking most of the day.
Police still investigating but have not yet made any arrests or filed any charges.
Police are investigating after a deadly shooting in Geary County over the weekend. Junction City police found the 44-year-old victim on the front porch of a home suffering a gunshot wound to the head Sunday. His name has not yet been released until his family is notified.
Kansas Attorney General Derek Schmidt today announced lawsuits against 5 roofing contractors for violating the Kansas Roofing Registration Act. Cakeland contractors on the list include Gregory White of Wichita, doing business as Extreme Home Solutions, Mike's General Contracting in Derby, Super Siding and Daniel Roberts in Hutchinson, and Tailor Made Exteriors in Wichita. Now, in each case, Schmidt alleges the defendants engaged in advertising, soliciting, or performing roofing contractor services without registering with the Attorney General's office as required. What is the best diet for people hoping to lose weight? Coming up later in the show, why the person who will have to follow that diet should not be the one to choose it.
Oh, okay. And tonight on Cake News at 6, road rage on a busy Wichita street. Police say a fight breaks out between a driver and some motorcyclists. At 6, we'll hear from some of those bikers accused, explaining why they weren't doing anything wrong, they say.
Next, a controversy over race is now over after the woman at the center of it all says she's giving up.
And remember, folks, we're covering news and weather everywhere across Cakeland 24/7 at cake.com.
Hard-working, reliable employees make Kansas companies great, and excellent employees appreciate hard-working, reliable health insurance from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas. Employees value Blue Cross's trusted coverage and extensive network of doctors and hospitals, and employers find Blue Cross competitively priced and really easy to work with. Great benefits help recruit and retain the finest employees. So go Blue with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Hi, Ashley. It's great to see you. We love Ashley. She's one of our regulars.
Fresh from the oven.
At Dillon's, we're family, and so are our customers.
Thanks.
My mom always said, to have a friend, be a friend. Come back soon, Ashley.
You know we will.
Select gallons of Dillon's milk are now 2 for $5, and cartons of fresh strawberries or raspberries are 4 for $5. Great food, low prices at Dillon's.
A beer kit from What's Brewin' makes a great Father's Day gift.
This summer, we'd like to take a moment and remind everyone, when it comes to great vehicles, great prices, and great service, nobody beats a Davis Moore deal. Hit the road to adventure in this 2003 GMC Yukon 4-wheel drive, or check out this sporty and economical 2010 Ford Focus SE. Choose what fits your style, because both are just $89.95. Nobody beats a Davis Moore deal at Davis Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram under the big American flag at the corner of Kellogg and Armour.
You know that old saying, there's 1,000 ways to slice a grape? Well, tell Arby's about the other 999, because we're still stuck doing it this way. Every morning, hand slicing grapes just for one seasonal sandwich. If Arby's does all this work for just one sandwich ingredient, imagine what kind of effort we put into the rest of them. I mean, is somebody back there cracking pecans? Arby's, we have the meat.
Round here, when the freedom of the open road calls, we answer it.
I love the American road.
Your Midwest Ford dealers celebrated the Great American Sales Event. Save on our most fuel-efficient vehicles ever. The brand more people buy and buy again. Now get up to $29.90 total savings or 0% financing for 60 months plus up to $14.90 total savings or lease an Escape for $179 a month. Only at your Midwest Ford dealer.
Shh, I have a question for you. What do you think will happen when Michael Strahan dials up Father's Day to new epic heights? Well, Michael's about to deliver some families the surprises of a lifetime. This week on Good Morning America, you're gonna love this. Hey, can I stop whispering now?
This is Cake News at 5 with Susan Peters, Chris Stanford, and meteorologist Jay Frater with your Cake First Alert forecast. Cake News on your side.
The woman at the center of the NAACP controversy in Washington steps down today. Rachel Dolezal announced the move today on the group's Facebook page.
She says her resignation is in the best interest of the NAACP. Dolezal made headlines last week when her estranged parents said she was white. Her Montana birth certificate states she was born to 2 white parents.
We raised our children. Tell the truth. That's always the best.
Rachel, we love you. We hope you'll get the help you need.
Yeah, this comes after the regional NAACP leader had said that Dolezal's race was not a factor.
What was already a crowded field in the Republican race for the White House grows even more packed. Jeb Bush officially enters the race today in Miami. The former governor of Florida made a vow to get Washington, quote, out of the business of causing problems. His brother, as you know, former President George W. Bush. His father is former President George H.W. Bush.
An armed civilian was shot and critically injured today trying to enter Little Rock Air Force Base. The base was briefly put on lockdown after the incident in Jacksonville, about 15 miles northeast of Little Rock. The base commander says an SUV jumped a curb, knocked over a street sign before the driver got out with a rifle. Guards began firing after recognizing the threat.
Coming up, the death-defying view from high atop the nation's tallest monument.
Weather Radio Tuesday is tomorrow, and for this storm season is going to be our final Wichita stop. We're going to be at the Dillons in South Seneca at 3211 between 3 and 7 o'clock tomorrow. Bring your weather radio out. We'll check it out. Make sure it's programmed properly. If you need a new one, they'll be available too.
Cake News is on your side. If you have a story for us to investigate, call 800-853-NEWS or email us at news@cake.com.
It's the summer of savings, only at Furniture on Consignment. Right now, find savings like these in every department. Sofas on sale in many styles and colors. Contemporary sofa with nail-head accent, only $6.99. Plush two-piece sectional with pillows, now just $8.99. Luxurious reclining sectional, only $14.99. Plus, the recliner is yours free. And we have financing available for every need. Hurry in for the summer of savings event at Furniture on Consignment.
With a 95% satisfaction rating, no one offers award-winning service like Welch's Heating and Air, an independent American Standard customer care dealer. Whether your comfort system needs serviced, repaired, or replaced, Welch's can handle it all. Welch's installs high-quality American Standard heating and air conditioning systems. For a limited time, take advantage of a special offer on qualifying American Standard systems. Keep your family comfortable and safe by calling Welch's Heating and Air at 733-1600.
Watch Lawyer on the Line, Sunday nights at 10:35 on Cakeland.
This is the moment you've waited for. No school, no work, no worries. Wind in your hair, heart in your throat, hands in the air. This is where families who play together stay together. With good, clean fun for miles. It's all smiles in Branson. Start planning your vacation today at explorebranson.com.
The classics. Timeless favorites. Tastes that never go out of style. That's what you need to fire up your evening. Heat things up tonight for an evening away from it all. Fire up your evening at Red Rock Canyon Grill.
Every Ford certified pre-owned vehicle is given a 172-point inspection by Ford factory-trained technicians. And every CPO vehicle is backed by Ford with 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty coverage, plus 12-month, 12,000-mile limited warranty coverage. So you can relax. It's covered. Now get 1.9% financing for 72 months on select Ford vehicles. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Come watch the Royals at Dino's and get $3 Boulevard Wheat Pints during the game, 21st and Webb.
Now with the most accurate forecast in Kansas, here's Cake First Alert meteorologist Jay Prater.
Let's start with the Cake's First Alert Doppler HD. Again, the best chance for seeing a shower or a thunderstorm tonight and tomorrow will be across southeast Kansas. A few thunderstorms. You get over to Neodesha, that's out of Cake Land. South of Cedarville, that's quickly starting to get over to Chautauqua County. As I kind of track back across central Kansas, there are a couple little tiny showers. Raymond, north of Huntsville, south of Nickerson, over there between Sterling and Medora. Not much going on here. Even across western Kansas or across the border in Colorado, south of Holly, little thunderstorm. Again, pretty small chances for showers and thunderstorms tonight. The better chances the farther you go toward the south and the east. That's going to be the same tomorrow. Emprise Bank K-Camp downtown Wichita. Quite a bit of cloud cover, but enough breaks where we're seeing quite a little bit of sunshine. It's currently 84 degrees. The winds are out of the north at 9 miles per hour. That humidity makes it feel like 86. Now, on the Cape Weatherbug Network, for the month so far, Walton Elementary School over 5.5 inches of rain. Harrington almost 4. Gossel closing in on 4 inches, over 3.5 in Hugoton. El Dorado over 3.5 inches at the high school. Chase about 3.25 and over 3 inches plus in South Haven. 82 degrees right now in Hutch, 81 in Salina, 75 in Great Bend, 80 in Goodland, 81 in Dodge City. We've got a couple little showers around, a little thicker cloud cover in Great Bend. Let's go back 6 hours ago. We'll kind of rewind it, put it in motion for you. And again, notice the best chances of rain more towards south and east, more sunshine as you head back towards the north and west. Now, what is this? This tonight will probably become Tropical Storm Bill. It's down into the Gulf of Mexico. But all the latest data says that, you know what, the moisture associated with Bill will come up across Texas into Oklahoma and might just give Cakeland a glancing blow coming up on Wednesday. So depending on that track, we could see more rain, especially across southeast Kansas. So small chances for showers, little thunder shower between now 10 o'clock settles down. But again, southeast Kansas, that's your best rain chance. And again tomorrow. We're going to back into a little sunshine and cloud cover mix. Temperatures going to still be in 80s for highs, but look, that best chance for showers and thunderstorms across southeast Kansas. And then late tomorrow night, might see a thunderstorm roll out of Colorado to northwest, but even that, pretty small chance. So here's the forecast now for your corner of Cakeland. For south central Kansas overnight tonight, again, a slight chance of a shower thunderstorm. Better the farther you get south and east of the Turnpike. 68 the low in Wichita tonight. And then tomorrow, again, the best chance for a scattered shower thunderstorm, mostly south and east of the Turnpike. 84 in Wichita, 85 in Eureka, 84 in Hutch. Now, the planning forecast for south central Kansas, again, Wednesday's a wild card. Still think the best chance for rain associated with what is or isn't Bill will be well south and east of the Turnpike. But notice how, as we get to the end of the week, temperatures start warming and the rain chances go down quite a little bit, even across north central Kansas. Wednesday, we'll see what happens there. Small chances Thursday, Friday. We'll see 90s to start the weekend. And even across southwest Kansas, smaller rain chances. Temperatures should be back into the 90s by Friday. I think mid-90s Saturday. We put a storm chance back in there to finish the weekend out. And across northwest Kansas, rain chances dropping a little bit, except for Wednesday. Again, we'll see how much moisture from Bill comes up here. 90s to finish the week. And for the start of the weekend, another chance of a storm on Sunday.
Incredible to see the difference between one side of the county and the other side of the county when it came to the rainfall.
It just works out that way sometimes.
My weather radio came off 2 times over the night about flash flooding. I looked out the window and nothing there.
That's why you got to remember it's for the whole county.
Right.
And that's as small as we can get that via weather radio now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
And some of the images still from the northern side of the county.
A lot of water.
A lot of water. They came really quick. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. Now you can get the latest information on severe weather and breaking news sent right to your phone. Then you can have the phone and the weather radio go off.
You need multiple layers of protection.
Very good, Chris Stanford. Go to cake.com, click on text alerts. And if you have a problem with extreme heights, you're going to want to look away for this next story.
Yeah, check out this helmet cam video from workers checking corrosion on top of the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri, showing the view from America's tallest monument.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine?
No.
Yeah, they work at a death-defying 630 feet in the air, but they were very careful wearing safety harnesses and helmets. Yeah, they've got some corrosion happening on the side of the arch there that they haven't been able to explain for a very long time, so they're up there cleaning it, right?
They're cleaning it?
That's
good.
Well, coming up next, the number of Americans smoking dropping to the lowest levels, but there's some bad news that also goes with the good.
For news updates in 140 characters or less, you can follow Cake News on Twitter.
See your hometown Chevy dealers today.
So what makes Rebad different than other remodelers? In a word, everything. Our bathroom systems are fast, affordable, and guaranteed. Installed by factory-trained experts in as little as 1 day. Start your rebath experience today by calling 1-800-BATHTUB.
Ah, summer. A time to celebrate the tried and true traditions that make America home. Things like our national pastime and fireworks. Join your fellow Kansans at Lawrence Dumont Stadium Friday, June 26th for Cakeland Salute to America 2015. Take in some Wingnuts baseball. Feel a little local pride with a salute to our hometown heroes. And ooh and ah at the post-game fireworks. Advance tickets start at $6. Call 755-SEAT for yours today. Cakeland Salute to America 2015. Presented by the Pat Butterworth team and Kansas One Call.
Guys, there's just more to love about a Bad Boy.
Built stronger to mow longer, Bad Boy mowers are packed with more power, a better cut, and smoother ride. So carve up to half the time mowing with our rockin' zero-turn all-American performance. 747 cc's, 60-inch cut, $49.99.
Built better with more power and at a better price. There's only one Bad Boy. Mow with an attitude.
Your home should feel comfortable. It's where you spend time with your family. Let our family keep you comfortable.
Since 1975, Dan Seating and Cooling places people and principles before profit.
We offer free in-home consultations and financing with approved credit.
At Dan's, you'll deal with the faces of my family. Our quotes are the price you'll pay. We're an independent comfort specialist trained dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
Dan Seating and Cooling. We care about your air.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters. Always here for you. Wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
So what makes Rebad different than other remodelers? In a word, everything. Our bathroom systems are fast, affordable, and guaranteed. Installed by factory-trained experts in as little as 1 day. Start your rebath experience today by calling 1-800-BATHTUB.
Heartland Coin Gallery, always buying gold and silver, always treating you honestly.
You in the market for a new weight loss diet? You might want to let somebody else choose it for you.
Yeah, it's because a new study from the VA Med Center in North Carolina finds people struggle to stick to a diet when they pick their own plan. But one group chose the diet they wanted to follow while the other was assigned a diet. Those that chose their diet lost less weight and more trouble sticking to it.
People were choosing diets that of foods that already they were eating, so potentially that wasn't getting them out of their comfort zone and really getting them to change their lifestyle.
And get this, the dieters who chose their plan were even allowed to switch midway through, but only 5 did, despite their struggles.
We've got a new report on how many Americans die each year from cancers from smoking after the Surgeon General's first warning about smoking in 1964. More than 2 in 5 Americans were smokers. Today, fewer than 1 in 5 are smokers. That's the good news. The bad news, though, today is that smoking still contributes to an estimated 170,000 deaths from cancer every year. And that's not even counting deaths from secondhand smoke.
Target is getting out of the pharmacy business, selling its pharmacies and clinic businesses to CVS. The deal gets CVS Health into some new markets and allows it to reach more patients. Don't worry, if you like Target, you'll still be able to get your flu shots and prescriptions filled there at the stores.
And if you haven't had your recall for the day, we've got it for you.
There you go.
Honda adding more than 1 million of its popular cars to a growing recall for airbags that can inflate with too much force. The company is expanding a previous recall of inflators from high humidity states to the entire nation. That will add just over 1 million 2001 to 2005 Civics and 2003 to 2007 Accords to the recall. So that's your recall for the day.
There you go.
Beaches in North Carolina are open today, even though 2 teenagers suffered serious shark bites yesterday. 2 more sightings were reported so far. None of the sharks have been captured. It's all coming up on World News at 5:30 in about 6 minutes.
A concerned citizen confronts a group of reckless motorcyclists over the weekend, they say, but it quickly took a turn for the worse. Hear what police have to say about the incident tonight on Cake News at 6. We'll be right back.
We want you in Old Cowtown this summer.
Cake News is on your side.
When viewer after viewer told us that a local pet store was selling them sick puppies, we did some digging.
Cited for not having adequate shelter.
When there's more to a story,
we're going to find it for you.
Cake News on your side.
An injury at work can turn your world upside down, physically and financially. If you've been told no by an insurance company, don't take no for an answer. Call the Accident Recovery Team for a free, confidential consultation. Don't settle for less.
These pretty landscape views and features are courtesy of Brady Nursery Landscape Design and Installation. We've been enhancing Kansas property values and venues since 1952. We can install patios, garden walls, and walkways, or a fire pit that will become your family's favorite outdoor hangout. Brady Nursery creates all landscape design and installation beautifully, easily, and affordably. Call Brady Nursery Landscaping today.
At Edible Arrangements, we want each summer's celebration to be every bit as perfect as you do. To order your freshly crafted arrangement, visit your local store or go to edible.com today.
When we first worked with Kitchen Tune-Up, it was at another residence. They met our deadline, our timelines, choices that they had, and the selections that they gave us were very much to our liking. Kitchen Tune-Up was awesome.
Built on American steel, tempered glass, and Midwest values, the all-new Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport is not just a shining beacon in the heartland. It's our gateway to the world and the world's portal to Kansas. Change has landed. Flyover country has become the destination. And while we've always been proud to call our city the air capital, today it truly shows. It changes today.
Think it's too late to have your dream job? Colby Community College wants you to know that 40% of college students are over 25 years old, and we want to help you turn your love of animals into a career as a veterinary technician. The field of veterinary technology has opportunities for both men and women, and CCC allows you to choose the degree plan that's best for you. On campus, or if your schedule is full with work and family, complete the degree online. Financial aid is available. Classes start August 17th, so apply today at colbycc.edu.
We work about 1/3 of our lives, so an injury affects your livelihood. I'm attorney Todd King with the Accident Recovery Team. A free consultation is only a phone call away. The Accident Recovery Team. Don't settle for less.
Thank you for watching Cake News at 5.
We will see you in a half an hour.
For breaking news and your most accurate local forecast, Cake News is on air, online, and on your mobile. Cake News on your side.
This is the moment you've waited for. Peace around you. Peace within. The horizon in front and all your worries behind. This is a little slice of heaven on a big slice of earth. With surprising scenery for miles. It's all smiles in Branson. Start planning your vacation today at explorebranson.com.
Tonight, multiple shark attacks along the coast and the new sightings now. 2 children in separate attacks minutes apart, both of them losing arms. 3 attacks now in just a week. Shark spotters now armed with rifles. And we fly overhead tonight, families still in the water. Also breaking to plane on the tarmac, the CDC rushing in, a dozen passengers getting sick on the same flight. The tropical system barreling toward the coast tonight, and the storms from Texas to Pennsylvania. Flash flood watches in New York. It's official, Jeb Bush is in and taking aim at Hillary Clinton. And Mrs. Clinton talking about age and breaking a barrier. And the resignation, the NAACP leader who allegedly claimed she was black. Her siblings now speaking out tonight. They say she's white.
From ABC News World Headquarters, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Monday night. And we begin with the shark attacks in North Carolina. 1 beach, 2 attacks, 90 minutes apart. And authorities say this hasn't happened in decades. The first 911 call at 4:12 p.m. Sunday afternoon, an hour and a half later, a second victim 2 miles down the beach, and all of it coming just days after another shark attack 30 miles away. Tonight here, you will hear those 911 calls as we get late word on the victims. The 12-year-old girl seen there, people trying to help her face down on the beach. One woman looking on in horror, and the other victim, a 16-year-old boy, each attacked in shallow water. And look at this, an image taken from the water's edge. That's a fin there, and ABC's Matt Gutman leads us off from the scene.
The chopper skimming the water, boats hunting a silent predator blamed for 2 horrific maulings in waist-deep water. The first attack happened around 4 p.m. Sunday right off a pier on Oak Island Beach.
There's a girl whose hands been bitten off by a shark.
That 12-year-old girl bitten in her arm and hip, bystanders dragging her to the sand helpless, furiously trying to save her life. Onlookers like this woman horrified. Then just 90 minutes later, another attack, just 2 miles up the beach, and another frantic call.
911, you have a severe emergency. Oh my gosh! Hello? There's somebody being attacked by a shark!
This time a 16-year-old male victim, also airlifted to a nearby hospital. He lost his arm. Both are in stable condition tonight, but the horror of the twin attacks even stunning authorities here.
Have you ever encountered an incident where you've had 2 shark attacks of that kind of severity in the same day?
I have not encountered in my 16 years 1 shark attack.
Despite the attacks, the beaches remain open for business. We went up for our own bird's-eye view, seeing families in the water. And the spot where a beachgoer captured this picture of 2 fins in the shallows. The sheriff's office says there was a sighting. It may have been a shark, it may have been something else. Right after we headed out on the water with Sheriff John Ingram.
We spotted a couple of sharks close to the surf that were about 7 foot long.
About the approximate size that people think may have attacked the kids yesterday?
Well, it's certainly similar to the size.
David, now the sheriff says that the sharks they saw this morning and the sharks they saw yesterday right after the attack were probably 7 foot long bull sharks. Now he says men up in those helicopters and in the boats are authorized to shoot them if they see them. David?
All right, Matt Gutman in North Carolina. Matt, thank you. Now to a developing headline from LAX Airport in Los Angeles. A flight from Fiji landing in LA. Reports of at least 12 passengers sick. The CDC waiting when they touch down. ABC's David Curley covers aviation for us.
When the Fiji jetliner touched down at LAX, a dozen Americans reported being ill. The Centers for Disease Control on the scene, containing all 272 people on board. Fire trucks and medics quickly surrounding the A330 jetliner. Of the 12 who reported symptoms of nausea and vomiting, a 19-year-old male requested to go to the hospital, taken by wheelchair to one of those waiting ambulances. The overnight flight from Fiji landed just a few minutes after its scheduled arrival. All of the passengers, including those reporting symptoms, were taken to a secure area as CDC personnel look for the cause of the illnesses. The investigators have already learned that all 12 Americans, while not traveling together, were staying at the same hotel. All those on board have now been released by the CDC, David.
David Curley live in Washington. David, thanks. Now to the storms hitting tonight. Millions of Americans from Texas up to Chicago, across to New York, bracing for dangerous weather. Flash flood watches in 15 states now, and all eyes on the Gulf of Mexico, too. What could become a tropical storm barreling toward the coast. These images out of Norman, Oklahoma. Drenching rains, rescues underway, a dangerous commute home in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And in San Antonio, this is Interstate 35, cars navigating the floodwaters. And here's the radar at this hour. Storms from the south all the way up to the northeast. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z in a moment. But first, ABC's Candace Gibson in Galveston, where they are bracing for a rough night.
David, good evening. Take a look. The waves are really starting to whip up here in Galveston. Emergency managers are really watching this storm very carefully. Their biggest concern tonight, flash flooding. You recall Texas coming off the wettest month ever in May. Storms last month dumping 35 trillion gallons in water, leaving behind $45 million path of destruction. Tonight, Galveston officials sending out alerts to drivers to look out for flooded roadways. They expect anywhere from 5 inches to a foot of rain in the coming hours. David?
The churning water is already. Candace, thanks. Let's get right to Ginger now, who's got the late storm track.
There are flash flood warnings right now from downtown Chicago back to parts of Oklahoma, and this is the setup, David. A big high-pressure system in the southeast, stifling heat under there, but you can see where the moisture is pooling up into Louisiana and Texas already. What will likely become Tropical Storm Bill will take these paths. This is kind of the computer model showing you where it would go. Flash flood watches from much of eastern Texas, parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas, and you can see why. You could see a half foot or more in the coming days in eastern Texas. So that's where we're concerned for now. But tonight, it's more of a frontal boundary that's headed anywhere from Iowa over to western New York. That's where we see flash flood watches. The worst of it will be over tomorrow for this part.
A messy night ahead. Ginger, thank you. Tonight, major new developments in that manhunt. The 2 convicted killers on the run after that daring prison break. The search now entering its 10th day, but after that town in upstate New York was sealed off for a time last week, now officials revealing the convicts could be as far away as Mexico. And tonight, that prison employee accused of helping them escape, seen here in prison stripes, shackles, a bulletproof vest, as she makes her way into court. Authorities now revealing what they say was her original plan. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
Tonight, Joyce Tilly Mitchell is seeing the jailhouse bars from the other side, wearing that black and white jail outfit as she faces a judge. A far cry from the prison tailor shop where she met convicted murderers David Sweat and Richard Matt, who the prosecutor says convinced her to help them break free.
Matt was giving her that friendship, I guess, that she basically groomed her to the point of assisting them in escaping from Clinton Correctional.
Now prosecutors say Sweat and Matt planned the escape for 5 months. Mitchell allegedly smuggling in speed bag boxing gloves, lighted eyeglasses, and the blades and tools used to bust out. Then she was to be the driver of the getaway car. There's the prison right there, and right over here, that is the manhole where those 2 men emerged from. Then prosecutors say the men were supposed to walk just 2.5 blocks. That's where Mitchell was going to pick them up, right here at this power plant. According to prosecutors, the plan was to drive 7 hours to remote woods, only accessible by ATVs. But Mitchell never showed, instead checking herself into a hospital, complaining of a panic attack. But tonight, the key question, where are Sweat and Matt right now? Up until Friday, investigators were still searching the prison, which means there's been no confirmed sighting since that escape 10 days ago.
We don't know if they are still in the immediate area or if they are in Mexico by now.
And here tonight at the county jail, Joyce Mitchell is behind bars. She just met with her defense attorney moments ago, and David, he tells us she is distraught.
Gio Benitez with us tonight. Gio, thank you. And now to the race for 2016. The big new contender tonight, Jeb Bush, making it official now, saying he will run to win. Now the 11th Republican to get into the race. Our ABC News Washington Post poll revealing in a head-to-head race with Hillary Clinton, it would be very close. Clinton ahead by just 3 points. And tonight, many pointing to this image, Jeb's new campaign logo and the name that's not on it. ABC's Tom Yamas covering every step of the Bush campaign for us tonight from Miami.
I will run with heart.
In English
Trabajen con nosotros
and Espanol, Governor Jeb Bush now officially in the race.
And I will run to win.
His mother Barbara watching in the front row, but no Bush 41 today and no Bush 43. No accident. The new candidate's message, he's his own man.
Not one of us deserves the job by right of resume, party, seniority, family, or family narrative. It's nobody's turn. It's everybody's test.
You won't even find the Bush name on his campaign logo, just Jeb. Who is he? A doer, not a talker, he says. The former Florida governor taking a subtle jab at the many U.S. senators he's now competing against.
There's no passing off responsibility when you're a governor. No blending into the legislative crowd.
And his concrete promise, 19 million new jobs and a commitment to the middle class.
You think America's ready for a third Bush?
I think America is ready for a good candidate, and I think America is ready for a good president.
And Tom Llamas with us now live from Miami. And Tom, we heard Governor Bush there take direct aim at Hillary Clinton today.
That's right, David. He says that Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was part of a phoned-in foreign policy, and she's left a legacy of crisis all over the world. David?
Tom Llamas in Florida. Meantime, candidate Hillary Clinton in New Hampshire asked if she had any advice for Jeb Bush, who has said his last name doesn't matter. Clinton calling that a tempting question, but saying she wouldn't answer. This weekend, in her campaign kickoff in New York, she did address age and breaking a barrier.
Well, I may not be the youngest candidate in this race, but I will be the youngest woman president in the history of the United States.
She went on to add that she'd be the first grandmother president as well. And later this week, I'll be out on the campaign trail with Jeb Bush live from Iowa Wednesday night. We'll be covering this race every step of the way. In the meantime, overseas tonight, the Pentagon trying to confirm if it's taken out an al-Qaeda leader in Libya, Mokhtar Belmokhtar, possibly killed in U.S.-led airstrikes. He's blamed for killing 38 hostages, including 3 Americans, during an attack on a refinery in Algeria. To Iraq tonight, on the heels of that headline, President Obama authorizing the deployment of 450 more U.S. troops to help take back Ramadi. We remember those images, Iraqi troops fleeing as ISIS fighters seized the city. Tonight, ABC's chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran in Iraq with 2 different groups of fighters asking them, do they want those American troops to come?
On the road to the front lines, an Iraqi army helicopter buzzes our convoy. But we are on our way to meet a very different kind of army. The religious militias fighting ISIS. They are Shia militias backed by Iran. And as we approach this vehicle, we spy a picture of Iran's supreme leader right there in the windshield.
How hard is this fight? How hard is it to fight against ISIS?
We will be victorious over the cowardly traitors, he says, with God's will.
Well, you see their enthusiasm, you see their dedication to the fight, and they want no more American soldiers, a lot more American equipment, ammunition, and support.
But to hear them speak, America is not their friend.
If Obama sends more American soldiers here, will you fight the Americans too?
We will fight ISIS and we will fight the Americans, this man shouts. As the sun sets, we prepare to meet the official Iraqi army the next morning. But as we get close to the front lines...
Move!
Yeah, push on, couple of shots over our card.
Sniper over there. He's coming from left.
We hustle inside, upstairs, ducking low. ISIS fighters just across these fields.
How often are you attacked in this position by the ISIS fighters?
Every day, he tells me. When we sat down with Iraqi soldiers at a nearby base, we didn't hear the fierce fervor of those militia fighters.
You want to fight ISIS, but if you hear an American airplane, you will hide.
The pilot will hit me, not ISIS, he says. They mount up in their Humvees, made in America. Thank you. Terry Moran, ABC News, Baghdad.
Terry, thank you. Back here at home tonight into the sex abuse scandal in the Catholic Church, the Archbishop of St. Paul, Minnesota, stepping down tonight. Pope Francis today accepting the resignation of Archbishop John Nienstedt. Prosecutors saying he failed to protect children from a pedophile priest. Pope Francis promising to go after church officials who helped cover up sex abuse allegations. We turn to the West tonight. Outrage growing this evening after this controversial video out of San Diego. Take a look. A sheriff's deputy accused of using a taser on a 13-year-old boy. Tonight, what both sides are now saying about what really happened and why. And here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Police brutality right here.
Tonight, as that video of a 13-year-old runaway tased by a San Diego County Sheriff's deputy is causing outrage, the sheriff is defending his deputy.
In actuality, what we have is really an out-of-control juvenile.
The sheriff says when the deputy approached a group of young people skateboarding behind a shopping center, he recognized one of them as a runaway And the deputy says when he tried to get the boy to voluntarily return home, a scuffle ensued. And he says the boy resisted.
He bites the deputy's forearm, and that's not the actions of somebody that's complying with the deputy.
He's tasing him. What the f? The deputy tases the teen. In this picture, the deputy reveals those bite marks. The person who shot the video, seen here skateboarding, says it was excessive force, especially for a 13-year-old. The sheriff says based on the initial report, it was an appropriate use of force, but an investigation is underway tonight. And David, that deputy remains on duty.
Lindsay Davis tonight. Lindsay, thank you. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Monday. The NAACP leader under fire this evening, resigning her post after allegedly claiming she was black. Tonight, right here, her own siblings now speaking out, saying she's white, and you will hear from them coming up after the break. Also, the new medical headline coming in this evening about chocolate and your health, and can it really be true? Does it cut your risk of heart disease? It got our attention. And dinosaurs taking over the Earth and the American box office this weekend, smashing records. And tonight, right here, some of the secrets, how they pulled these scenes off, coming up.
This Friday, what movie does Rolling Stone call uproariously funny?
Inside Out. Inside Out.
Disney Pixar's Inside Out is wicked smart.
It's a good one.
The greatest idea Pixar has ever had.
This feels nice.
Wildly original and inventive. Simply enormous fun.
Brain freeze!
One of the year's best films, period.
He's making that stupid face again.
What is it, woman? What?
Disney Pixar's Inside Out. Friday in 3D. Rated PG.
There's a more enjoyable way to get your fiber. Try Phillips Fiber Good Gummies Plus Energy Support. It's a new fiber supplement that helps support regularity and includes B vitamins to help convert food to energy.
These are good. Nice work, Phillips.
The tasty side of fiber from Phillips.
Nobody told us to expect it. Intercourse that's painful due to menopausal changes. It's not likely to go away on its own. So let's do something about it. Premarin Vaginal Cream can help. It provides estrogens to help rebuild vaginal tissue and make intercourse more comfortable. Premarin Vaginal Cream treats vaginal changes due to menopause and moderate to severe painful intercourse caused by these changes. Don't use it if you've had unusual bleeding, breast or uterine cancer, blood clots, liver problems, stroke or heart attack, are allergic to any of its ingredients, or think you're pregnant. Side effects may include headache, pelvic pain, breast pain, vaginal bleeding, and vaginitis. Estrogens may increase your chances of getting cancer of the uterus, strokes, blood clots, or dementia, so use it for the shortest time based on goals and risks. Estrogen should not be used to prevent heart disease, heart attack, stroke, or dementia. Ask your doctor about Premarin Vaginal Cream.
Next tonight here, new fallout this evening after the president of the NAACP chapter in Spokane, Washington, resigned today after questions about her race. Accused of claiming she was African American, ABC's Steve Osensami tonight on her own family, now speaking out.
Without ever addressing the charges that she's been lying about who she really is, Spokane NAACP President Rachel Dolezal is leaving her position tonight, writing in a Facebook post that in the eye of this current storm, I can see that a separation is in the best interest of the NAACP.
Are you African American?
I don't understand the question.
She set the internet on fire and shocked many black Americans when she was caught on camera failing to answer whether she's truly black. But her estranged parents say it's clear she's white.
She was obviously misrepresenting herself.
Tonight, her former supporters are still demanding an explanation.
This isn't about race. This is about integrity.
If she needs to see a professional, she should.
By 2007, she was no longer the young white girl in these photos.
I do consider myself to be black.
Two of her adopted brothers, who are African American, are telling us they're disappointed.
What we all want is answers.
She would have done so much better if she would have just stayed honest and stayed who she was.
For many in the NAACP, this is an embarrassing moment, a feeling that they're being laughed at. David?
Steve, thank you. When we come back here on a Monday night, the autopsy results this evening, the theme park death under investigation, the young girl found unconscious after a roller coaster ride. And that medical headline, does the amount of chocolate you eat really affect your chance of stroke and heart disease. The new study, late today.
Fact. Advil is not only strong, it's gentle on your body too. No wonder doctors and patients have trusted Advil for their tough pains for over 30 years. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
To the index tonight, an investigation at California's Six Flags Magic Mountain. A 10-year-old girl dying this weekend, passing out after riding the Revolution roller coaster on Friday. The medical examiner now trying to determine if her death is related to the ride. The roller coaster closed. Cause of death still unknown. Now to the new medical headline tonight involving chocolate. A new study out of England finds that a link between eating 100 grams of chocolate a day and a 23% decreased risk of stroke, 14% decrease in cardiovascular disease. Some researchers, though, still cautioning that chocolate can't take all the credit for those health benefits. And to move over LeBron James, take a look at this. In Australia, this trick shot team setting the Guinness World Book of Records for the highest basketball shot. Watch this, unbelievable. Right through the hoop. Tossing the ball off a dam 415 feet high. They go crazy, just as I would. The ball curving in the air on its way down as it drops through the hoop. And when we come back here tonight, the dinosaurs stopping the box office. And this evening, if you of your kids saw this weekend, at least one of the secrets revealed, how they pulled some of these scenes off.
Stand down.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, brought to you by Aleve PM.
Bring us your aching and sleep deprived. Bring us those who want to feel well rested and ready to enjoy the morning ahead. Aleve PM, the first to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve for pain relief that can last until the AM. So you, and you can be a morning person again.
Aleve PM for a better AM. Now available with an easy open cap.
Thanks for calling Angie's List. How may I help you?
I heard I could call Angie's List if I needed work done around my house at a fair price.
You heard right. Just tell us what you need done, and we'll find a top-rated provider to take care of it.
So I could get a faulty light switch fixed?
Yep.
Or have a guy refinish my floors?
Absolutely.
Or send someone out to groom my Pookie?
Yeah. Pookie is what you call your...
My dog.
Yes, we can do that.
Real help from real people. Come see what the new Angie's List can do for you.
The world is filled with air. But for people with COPD, sometimes breathing air can be difficult. If you have COPD, ask your doctor about once daily Anoro Ellipta. It helps people with COPD breathe better for a full 24 hours. Anoro Ellipta is the first FDA-approved product containing 2 long-acting bronchodilators in 1 inhaler. Anoro is not for asthma. Anoro contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. It is not known if this risk is increased in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden COPD symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure. Tell your doctor if you have glaucoma, prostate or bladder problems, or problems passing urine, as Anoro may make these problems worse. Call your doctor right away if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, swelling of your mouth or tongue, problems urinating, or eye problems, including vision changes or eye pain while taking Anoro. Nothing can reverse COPD. The world is filled with air, and Anoro is helping people with COPD breathe air better. Get your first prescription free at Anoro.com.
Seems we've hit a roadblock.
That reminds me, anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
1 Philips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Philips.
Introducing the first ever gummy multivitamin from Centrum. A complete and tasty new way to support your energy, immunity, and metabolism like never before. Centrum Multi-Gummies. See gummies in a whole new light.
Weather radios work best when programmed for your area. Tuesday, I'll be at the Dillards on 32nd South and Seneca in Wichita to help you program your radio for specific weather alerts to protect you and your loved ones.
Cake First Alert Weather.
Finally tonight, they're back. The first movie to earn more than $500 million in its opening weekend. And ABC's Rebecca Jarvis shows us the technology that helped bring those dinosaurs roaring back to life.
Jurassic World roared into theaters, biting off that number, $500 million.
So what sent audiences all over the world running to ticket counters this weekend? Nearly half of us watched in 3D, bumping up those ticket prices. Plus, the power of the sequel. More than 20 years of hype, helping to make this a summer blockbuster.
In fact, nearly all of the top-grossing opening weekend movies have been sequels. The latest Avengers, Iron Man 3, and the final Harry Potter.
Action! Oh!
Also helping, likable Chris Pratt as leading man.
This is so fun. You know how fun this is? This is so fun.
They used humans as models for the dinosaurs' movements, so could this lead to yet another sequel? When asked, Chris Pratt joked, "They have me for, I think, 38 movies or something." Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, Minneapolis.
Thank you for watching here on a Monday night. I'm David Muir, and I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
This is ABC.
From Cakeland, this is Emmy Award-winning Cake News on your side.
He pushed me off a bike, and I got up, and he went to attack me again.
Road rage on a busy Wichita street ends in a fist fight. Plus,
Mr. Lastly? Mr. Lastly, it's Chris Stanford from Cake News.
we confront a businessman who shut down his piano bar while employees kept waiting for paychecks.
Thank you for joining us. It began with a driver confronting a motorcycle rider yesterday afternoon on Rock Road.
Tonight, Cake's Deb Ferris is live at the scene after talking exclusively with the cyclist. Hey, Deb.
Yes, Susan, it happened here at the corner of 13th and Rock Road, a very busy intersection, as you can see here. Police say it was about 4:30 yesterday afternoon when a 60-year-old driver became frustrated with some motorcycle riders. He got out of his car when the light turned red and confronted the men. That's when everything went south. And tonight, one of the bikers tells us they weren't doing anything wrong.
Messed up my mirror a bit. This is pretty bent right here.
Parts of Roman Aldretti's motorcycle is scratched up and broken, and he is still a little stunned after he says he was targeted in a road rage incident.
I thought someone was trying to steal my bike. I didn't really know what exactly was going on in the beginning, or what I did to provoke him, or why he singled me out.
Police say a 60-year-old man was upset with Aldretti and his friends, claiming they were doing tricks on their bikes and weaving in and out of traffic on Rock Road. That's when police say the man got out of his car at a stoplight to confront the bikers.
He was saying that, like, what the heck are you guys doing? Why are you riding like this? And then he comes up and grabs me by my shirt, and he threw me to the ground.
That's when Aldretti reacted, punching the man in the face.
Roman fell over on all fours after he got up. He retaliated as anybody else would and hit the guy, and the guy actually fell down and hit his head on the curb after he got hit.
Aldretti and his friends say they weren't riding recklessly and can't believe the other driver reacted the way he did.
It seemed like he liked confrontation, or that was the first step of action. Instead of saying something, it was rather, let's handle it.
If they would have said something to me, I would have just, all right, I'm sorry about the way you felt, or something like that.
And police say the man who was punched in the face was treated at a local hospital. We tried to reach him, but we have not yet heard back. In the meantime, police say if you do see someone who is driving recklessly or doing something illegal, don't confront them. Simply call 911. We are live at 13th and Rock Road. Deb Ferris, Cake News.